Welcome to No Clear Answer, where truth is uncertain. Like and subscribe. Let's begin a real-life story. On a remote cluster of rocky islands in the North Atlantic, far off the coast of Scotland, stands a place that even today feels untouched by time, the Flannan Isles. Harsh winds, towering waves, and an overwhelming silence define this isolated landscape. In December of 1900, something happened here that would become one of the most unsettling maritime mysteries ever recorded. A story with no clear answer. The lighthouse on Eilean Mòr, the largest of the Flannan Isles, had only recently been built. Its purpose was simple: guide ships safely through dangerous waters. To keep it running, 3 lighthouse keepers were stationed there. James Ducat, the principal keeper, along with Thomas Marshall and Donald MacArthur. Life on the island was harsh and repetitive, but structured. Every movement was logged. Every detail mattered. In such an isolated place, routine was the only way to survive. On December 15th, 1900, a passing ship noticed something strange. The lighthouse, which should have been shining brightly through the night, was completely dark. At first, this wasn't immediately alarming. Storms were frequent, and delays could happen. But days passed. No signal, no light, no response. It wasn't until December 26th that a relief vessel, the Hesperus, finally arrived at the island. Captain James Harvey expected a standard handover. Instead, what he and his crew encountered would haunt history. As they approached, something felt wrong. No one was waiting at the landing platform. No movement. No sign of life. One of the relief keepers, Joseph Moore, was sent ashore. As he climbed the steep path toward the lighthouse, the silence became overwhelming. There were no seabirds circling, no sounds of activity, just wind and emptiness. Inside the lighthouse, the scene was deeply unsettling. The door was closed. The beds were unmade. A meal appeared to have been left unfinished on the table. A clock had stopped. Oilskins' heavy protective coats necessary for going outside were missing from 2 of the hooks, but one remained. That detail would become one of the most puzzling elements of the case. According to strict protocol, at least one keeper should always remain inside the lighthouse. Yet it appeared that all 3 men had left, and in a hurry. There were no signs of struggle, no blood, no damage inside. Just absence. When investigators later examined the logs, the mystery deepened. Entries written by Thomas Marshall described an intense storm raging around the island. Winds like never before. One entry mentioned that James Ducat had been unusually quiet. Another claimed that Donald MacArthur, known as a tough, experienced seaman, had been crying. This was deeply out of character. Even stranger, meteorological records from nearby areas reported that no significant storms had occurred around that time. The final log entry, dated December 15th, read simply, "Storm ended, sea calm, God is over all." After that, nothing. So what happened to the 3 men? Over the years, countless theories have emerged. One suggests that a massive rogue wave crashed onto the island, sweeping the men into the sea. The Flannan Isles are known for sudden, violent waves that can reach incredible heights. Perhaps two men went out to secure equipment during rough weather, and the third, breaking protocol, rushed out to help, only to be taken as well. Another theory proposes something more psychological. Isolation can have profound effects on the human mind. Weeks alone, surrounded by nothing but ocean and darkness, can distort perception. Did paranoia or fear take hold? Did something drive them outside together, willingly? Some have even suggested more unusual explanations, from secret conflicts to unknown maritime phenomena to something far less explainable. But none of these theories fully account for all the details. Why was one oilskin left behind? Why would all three men abandon their posts? Why did the logs describe a storm that seemingly never existed? The official conclusion at the time was simple. The men were likely swept away by the sea. But even that explanation feels incomplete. No bodies were ever found. No definitive evidence was ever discovered. And the lighthouse continued to stand, silent and watching, as if it held on to a secret it would never reveal. Today, over a century later, the mystery of the Flannan Isles Lighthouse remains unsolved. A story frozen in time, where every clue leads to more questions, and every answer feels just out of reach. 3 men entered that island. None of them ever came back. And whatever truly happened on Eilean Mòr remains a no clear answer. Some questions never find an answer. This was one of them. Like and subscribe. Goodbye.